up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace. Today we're gonna get into the new palettes from Colourpop. Now both of these just landed at Ulta Sunday. I have the of Quartz, and then I have the all Amethyst palette. Now my friend Jackie got me the of Quartz palette for Christmas. Actually, I did a video on that and for some reason didn't edit it and put it up. And then I got the all Amethyst myself because of course it was a purple palette. And even though I have 15 purple palettes, I'm sure there was another purple one. I need to try it because I am a purple palette connoisseur, along with blues and greens. No, so this is what of Quartz looks like. It's just a nice smoky palette. So we're gonna do a look with each one of these palettes so you all can get an idea and to see if the formula is the same on these as it is in Limoncello. Because since it has the same pan size as Limoncello, doesn't mean anything, because y'all know the Powerpuff Girl one had the same pan size and it wasn't as good. So this is what Amethyst looks like. They retail for $14 a piece if I remember correctly. Do not quote me on that. Remember, I only bought one of these, but I'm pretty sure I paid $14, and you know at Ulta you can use a coupon. So I got that $3.50 off. How you doing? Anyway, I got to go change the battery, so I'm going to just zoom you in now. I'm going to come back with a gray eye done, and then we'll do a purple one, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, y'all, so I've returned with this. Y'all, I feel like I'm having a bad makeup day today. I don't know what in the world's going on, but I'm not feeling it. Anyway, we're going to start off with the shade Opulent. So I ended up using these two shades down here, the silver in the middle, this shade, and then this shade for the inner corner. But so I'm gonna start off with my dark gray as usual. Yeah, and I used the new Party Proof eyeshadow primer from Colourpop themselves. So I'm using their eyeshadow primer. And they call it like Party Favor or something. Sorry, Party Proof. Yeah, I'm using their eyeshadow primer. My friend Jackie got me that for Christmas as well. So, went ahead and getting my outer V setting in order. I'm giving y'all my classic smoky eye. Y'all know I love to go for a classic grayish smoky eye. And that's, to me, soft glam. Or everyday, like, neutral, if you'd like to call it that. I don't go for everyday makeup. I went to the beauty shop with the eye look I had on yesterday that y'all watching the NARS video right now. And people just kept staring at me like I was crazy. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't do your everyday browns. I mean, you can stare if you want. And I mean, they kept staring like they had never seen colorful eyeshadow in their life. I'm like, who do you hang out with? But they were like older ladies, so I guess that's why they was like, is she really wearing that in the daytime? Yes, I sure am. My beautician's like, are you going somewhere after this when you need to be glammed up? I'm like, no, I just don't wear everyday boring eyeshadow. Like browns and stuff. And she was like, oh, well, you look very glamorous. I'm like, thanks. Guess the way I normally look when I wear makeup, just, you know. Now I'm taking a really light ashy gray shade, which I thought I'd be able to use on its own, but it's just too ashy, girls. It's too ashy, so I had to end up mixing in that, what do you call it, that more mauve-ish tone shade, which I was kind of disappointed because it's like I didn't want to have like a more mauve-ish looking tone to the eyes, so that disappointed me. But I built up a little bit with the gray I showed you all at the top, and then moved into the mauve shade that's at the bottom next to the brown. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it just looks really powdery and ashy. And I'm like, that's not the message we're trying to convey. So, I have to fix that. Now I'm going to take the mauve shade and blend it on top of this in hopes to get a little more skin tonish color, but still have some gray left behind. Because that was the reason I did it, y'all. And it turned out okay. Okay, so this is what we're looking like so far. I feel like this side looks better than this side, but I did go in with more of the lighter shade toward the end after I put it on the shimmer on the lid, so that might be why it looks the way it does. Anyway, we're going to go in with the shimmer on the lid now. This is a Simple Made by Mitchell brush I'm using. I'm gonna go back in with some of the darker black on the outer V just to kind of build up a little bit more. I feel like some of the depth on the outer V was like being lost because I added the silver, and now I'm gonna go back in with that powdery gray shade. Just a little bit more up in here. And I'll take a little bit more of the grayish molly-tone shade. And of course, last but not least, we're going to have to put something in the inner corner because I can't live without an inner corner highlight. So, I'm going to do that. Now, I'll probably draw a wing and stuff, and you'll see that in the pictures that go up online sometime this week. But I'm not going to actually, like, you know, draw it here on camera with you. And I didn't take the time to, like, do that before I came back like I normally do along mascara, just because I was like, you know, I can just do all that off camera, take my pictures, and then we can move on to the purple palette. Because like I told you, I was trying to leave it 12, which ain't happening because it's like probably 12, 15, 12:30 now. So hopefully I can leave here as soon as I get done with the purple one. And then I'll just wash the brushes when I come back tonight to finish my battle of the foundations I'm doing now. Because there's 2 different foundations on my face if you paint it. So I'm going to go off camera and do my, look at me, I think I'm sexy poses. Which means I got to take my hair down for that. And then I will return with the Amethyst palette on my eye. I already put it on the bed to make sure we got it done, okay? Okay. Okay, y'all, so this is what we came up with the Amethyst eye. So, what I used was, I used this one, and 3 at the bottom to create the eye look you see here. So, let's get into it. I used the Colourpop eyeshadow primer again. I need to go on the lower lash line and put this dark purple, so let me do that now. I'm talking about. Then I used a dose of colors like eye pencil for the purple that's in the waterline. Because when they first came out, I had bought a few of those. I like the green one and the blue one. I like this purple one too pretty well because I've almost used it up completely. I usually don't use up eyeliner pencils completely because I have Urban Decay ones I've had for years. But that says to be the dose of colors ones might not have that much in it because it didn't take that much for me to use it up. So I'm going to start off with Crystal Crazy. This one right here. I just dusted that all into the crease before I traced out the crease with the purple shade I just put underneath my lower lash line. And I'm using their eyeshadow primer once more. But I want to start off with dusting this shade everywhere because to me this was a gorgeous shade. And I was like, I need to use it. I have to use it. I must use it. So I found a way to use it and still make the look that I wanted to make, which I was happy about. I made the wing thicker than I normally do. I don't know how that ended up happening, but I was like, whatever, we're just going to go with it. Since, you know, who the hell's in this eye look up? It's almost 1 o'clock, and I told you I wanted to leave here at 12, so, yeah, no. So I got to go get gas. If I was smart, I would have started my car before I started this part, so that way Veronica could have warmed up a little bit. Oh, well, it's too late now. We're here dusting eyeshadow, so we'll just have to drive off, and that's my beautician taught me to drive slow until the car warms up completely. I'm really overdue for oil change. I'm like close to 300 miles over, but that's because the place I go to is closed on the weekends and I only have the weekends off normally. This week I have Tuesday off, but I'm going to just spend the night here after I finish the wear test. I'm taking that dark purple shade now. I'm just going to draw a winged liner type shape basically. But I have Tuesday off this week, but I'm like, I'm going to just spend the night here when I get done filming my Battle of the Foundation video I'm doing right now. And then I can just, you know, connect these together. Go get my oil change in the morning. Because since Adriangameover didn't have to go to school tomorrow because Martin Luther King's birthday, I'm like, perfect. I can get my oil change during the weekday and not worry about it because the light has come on saying, like, I need to get the oil change. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's serious. because it usually doesn't say change oil. The fact that it does, I'm just like, oh, okay. So I just kind of shaped this after I put that lighter shade. She kind of, to me, oxidized and made it darker. I don't know, but I'm going with my Odin's eye brush and take the shade Mule, the dark purple on the end, which I was kind of disappointed by because I expected this to be like, you know, a pigmented shadow, whereas to me it's just like a sheer toppery one with a tad bit of color, and I wanted like, you know, bam, powerful metallic pigmentation, and that's not what I got. So kind of disappointed by the shade, but if you build it up, it can be halfway decent, because I feel like when I showed you all close up just now, it was halfway decent, but that's because I built up the shade. Now I didn't spray the brush and wet it, I literally just built it up by piling on top of each other till it gave the opacity I thought was somewhat acceptable. It's still not fully acceptable since I wanted a full out pigmented creamy metallic purple shade, and that's not what this is giving, but you know, I made it work with what it was giving, and you know, that's fine, I guess. See what I'm saying? Like I'm building them nicely to get what we got going on now, and we just gonna work with that. Just dust them with the clean brush all around everything. Now let's get to the inner corner color. So I started off with that bright purple one because I thought it was gonna be like a really cool iridescent-y purple shade, but I didn't feel like it really gave me that like I was hoping. So I just ended up putting shade on top of it. Now I feel like it's getting to me now that, you know, I'm sitting underneath the lighting. But sometimes I feel like when I sit over there on the bed, I don't get what I'm hoping for. So now I got to put that other shade that I put on top of it, which is Sunbird, that light lavender looking purple on top of it. Because I feel like it kind of helped a little bit with brightness as well, since the first one didn't. So this is what got going on. And this is pretty much the finished eye look. So let me go draw on the wing liner, add some mascara, and then we can talk about my thoughts on both of the palettes. Okay? Okay. Okay, so my thoughts on these palettes. I'm not that impressed with them. Like, they're okay, but I wouldn't tell you to rush out and get them. It's just, they're just okay. Like, this one I felt like the dark, what is it, dark gray, black shade was hard to blend. Then you gotta think there's a lot of ashy tones, so they don't necessarily work for me. Then there's this, black shimmer shade. At first I thought it was a shimmer, but it's just one of those sequin shades that I don't like. So, I feel like this palette fell flat. And I thought it was going to be a nice go-to cool tone palette I could take on like when I need to rush to get to work or do something. And it'd be a simple smoky eye, because that's what I do in emergencies. When I don't have time to do like a true makeup look, I'll use like stuff like this that blends pretty easily, isn't difficult to work with. But I feel like I don't like what I got out of this for what I paid. I mean, for the work I put into it. So I'm just kind of like, I got some other palettes to compare it to too. So if you want to see what's compared to the Grays by Juvia's Place, because y'all know I'm cool tone queen. So here's the Grays and here's this. Like, I know this one has more depth in it, and I know this gray doesn't go that deep. But to me, this, I don't know, because it had more colors, I expected more from it. It didn't give me what I expected, so this is what it looks like compared to it. And then there's the, what is it, the Taupe It Up palette from Essence. Now, mind you, I haven't used this one yet. I actually bought this to compare to the Grays palette. But now I'm thinking about comparing it to this Quartz palette and doing a battle of the, because it has a lot of those lighter peachy tones. Only thing it sucks is it doesn't have a dark shade at all. So I was thinking about comparing this one to this one, because you see what I'm saying about like the peach tones, and then the fact I didn't take the thing off, sorry. Yeah, so then the fact that it has like the dark shimmers and the light peachy-ish, taupe-ish, mauve-y type shades. So I'm thinking about comparing both of these now instead of comparing the grays. So I think I'm going to take the grays back home and compare these two. If you all want, we can do a battle of the, because this is 3 and this is 14, and I'm not impressed with this. I feel like I'm not going to be that impressed with this either, just because it doesn't have a deep shade. But I figure we can still try it out. Maybe I'll do a quick battle on Instagram or something. I don't know. I need to get better on my Instagram content. The purple one is the one I like the best of the two, but that's still not saying much because I wasn't that impressed with this either. I'm not impressed with the shimmers, is basically what it comes down to with this one, because the mattes in here work fine. It's just like this shade right here on my lid. I feel like it's not pigmented. It looks like it's going to be a pigmented, beautiful metallic. And then you put it on the lid, it's just like a topper-esque shade with like that much pigment to it of this actual color, which totally disappointed me. This inner corner shade did better on camera than it did when I did it off camera so I could appreciate that, but I put this on top of it to make it work, and it was okay. It's just, this palette isn't anything special or exceptional, and neither is this one. So it's like, if you already have like colors like this in your collection, then you don't need to get these, because the quality on these isn't going to be as good as, like, you know, and I haven't tried blowing smoke, so I can't speak on the smoky tone palette as far as blowing smoke goes compared to this. But this isn't as good as my Lie Like You a Lot. This isn't as good as my it's my Pleasure palette. So I would say just stick to those two. I'm not impressed with this one at all. I would say that that taupe palette is better than this one though, and I just took the black from the, what is it, the name of that palette? I think I Love You, which they don't make anymore, but if y'all remember, I created mine, so I'm like, I recreated mine that looks actually kind of similar to this one. It just has more brown tones in it than the cool tones, but it's like more brown, obviously taupey tones. So as you can see, like, I'm gonna just use this. I don't even really want this. I'm gonna keep it though because my friend bought it for me, and I'll just use it from time to time. But I wasn't impressed with this. I'd rather just use the palette I created myself from Colourpop. That's taupe with the added black shade. So I'm not impressed with either one of these, I hate to say, but if I had to tell you to pick one, I'd say pick the purple one. But, you know, just get It's My Pleasure or Lie Like You a Lot, girl. Those are better. These are kind of a flop to me. No offense. But those are my thoughts. So, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.